Later today, President Biden will leave Washington headed for Israel. The White House officials say he will express support for Israel and make a push to get humanitarian aid into Gaza.
The United Nations warns that the crisis there is worsening as Israel's military is preparing for a ground invasion. More than 4,200 people have been killed on both sides since the violence began more than a week ago. 30 of them Americans in Israel. Ian Lee has the story.
As the violence in the Middle East enters its second week, President Biden is set to land in Israel tomorrow.
He's coming here at a critical moment for Israel, for the region, and for the world.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who announced the visit while on his second trip to Tel Aviv in less than a week, said the president will be briefed on Israel's war plans and will coordinate on efforts to release hostages held by Hamas.
President Biden is also expected to work with leaders on plans to get humanitarian assistance to civilians in Gaza.
No supplies have come into Gaza since the 7th of October. Nothing. No fuel, no food, no water.
The United Nations says more than 1 million Palestinians have fled from the north to the south in Gaza over the past 2 days, amid continued Israeli airstrikes and a buildup of troops for a ground invasion. Crowds of Palestinians even gathered at Gaza's border with Egypt, unable to cross. Hundreds of tons of aid remain stuck on the Egyptian side.
Palestinians in Gaza are in need of humanitarian help and aid. They cannot pay the price of Hamas barbarism.
Fighting is also intensifying around Israel's border with Lebanon against Iran-backed Hezbollah. President Biden has warned Iran and other outside actors not to take advantage of the conflict, a warning he plans to repeat when he arrives tomorrow. Ian Lee, CBS News, Tel Aviv.